Are we here? Are we live? Is it Friday night? Are we so excited to be here? Am I slow panning down the music? I wish they had an automatic one. And I try to gracefully get rid of that while we crossfade into this evening's excitement. Hey everybody, how you doing tonight? I'm so glad that you could be here and join us for another fabulous Friday. Freaky, high fidelity, and maybe even UV Friday night. And Allison is here in the house. It's so good to see you. And let's see, Rocky, we be doing it live. Yeah. And heck yeah, says Lisa, right? And Chris is here, and Ken is here, and Manny's here, and Daniel's here in all capital letters. So good to see you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Spot is in the house. Jenny is here. The Spicy Ghost is here. Boot, good to see you. And it looks like the gang's all here. I'm so excited that you guys are here. John is here. I just wanted to see if I couldn't get that roll call going really quick before we even start diving into some of the mysteries and intrigue of this evening. In the background, I'm just noticing like it looks like a bomb went off in my studio, and it did. Yeah, this creative bomb. You guys know that I had some people in the house actually like staying. My brother and his girlfriend. Hey, that Opal guy's here too. Awesome. Good to see you. And we've been doing a bunch of jamming and running around, and I have been getting slowly but surely behind on everything. But you got to make time for your family. And so, as you guys probably noticed, I wasn't able to attend the uh, Rockhound podcast even, and that was a total bummer. And then also, I got bumped off during the magnificent live that Theo Kellison did, and I know a bunch of you guys attended. That was a good time had by all, but thus I've been trying to catch up, and everything is out. Everything is out and everything is open, and I've been trying to keep all machines going all at once, if at all possible, and being my very best octopus. How about you? What have you been up to? I'd love to hear. We've got some, hey, Melissa's in the house. Um, Sandmaker's in the house. Hey, Randy, good to see you. The bomb biggity went off. Yeah, right. Anybody else? And Allison doesn't want to talk about bombs. Don't know if you guys saw her live stream midweek, but she actually like had much more closely like a bomb kind of thing happen in her house for reals. You can go ahead and revisit that, or perhaps Allison can catch you all up on a thumbnail sketch on that craziness that went down in her place. Blind Squirrel Rocks is here. Top of the evening to you. And we are just absolutely chock full of nuts and acorns and all the other things that a squirrel might like to collect. And Diane is here. Good to see you, Diane. Thank you for coming. And oh my gosh, Avia Raka, that sounds like so much fun. Got to put this up there. This sounds like something that I need to host. Manny here got invited to a BYO sledgehammer party. Now, raise your hand if you've been invited to one before. And Tomcat Josh just came in the house. Does that mean that you just raised your hand? Have you, in fact, been invited to a sledgehammer party? And then raise your hand if you'd like to be invited to a sledgehammer party. Because that's like got to be one of the coolest things I've ever heard about. All right, that gives me ideas. What Karen wants to have is her next birthday party. Yeah, now that's a party, says Jenny, right? Quickest way to clear coat your rocks with yak. Quick way to clear coat those rocks for sure. Rocky, that's hilarious. And okay, raising the bar and the sledgehammer. Ken says yes. Yes, he has. Sounds like a demo party, though. Was it a demo party or was it a rock smashing? Oh, see, here we go. Not trying to be psychic in any way, shape, or form, taking down a house, not breaking rocks. And was I supposed to like do a guttural or roll to C on that? It's kind of like Josh's. All right. Hussies are crazy like that, huh, Chris? So true. Um, all right. And anybody else? Like everybody's going like I went. Um and so I am just getting caught up on all chats at this moment in time. How exciting. Actually, yes, says Spot, but it was more than just a hammer. Oh, were there chisels involved as well? Or like I am so intrigued with this throw the hammer down party kind of thing. The Gallagher treatment. I'm wondering how many generations are going to be getting the gallery treatment on that. Boy, that's like fading fast and probably for a good reason. We all went to Rocks, of course, Jenny. And John says, I was invited to an explosive rock demonstration for the mining industry. Does that count? I would say so. You know, if it also has something to do with dynamite or plastic explosives, I reckon that I'm still thinking that that sounds like a great rock smashing party. I'm just wondering, like, if you would lose your homeowner's insurance if they knew you were throwing rock hammer parties. Or, you know, demolition parties for that matter. House demolition party. Okay. All right. Fair enough. And Raka comes clean on that. A home improvement party. That's even better. Yeah, right. Yeah, bring your sawzall. Oh yeah, and here we can top that. Chainsaws are fun too. Fantastic. I still think that it would be super fun to host that. I'll bet you if I threw it for you guys, you would come, huh? Um, awesome. Oh goodness. Let's see. Oh, Kid Curry has like yet another idea. We'd have a shoot your least favorite appliance every year in a neighbor's gravel pit. He has a bulldozer to finish the job also. That sounds like a good time. um, an interesting way to recycle some of your stuff. Yeah. And look, we've already got donations going for the next party. I like that. You know, look at this community get, you know, just called to action and we're on it. All right. And Kyle is now part of it, whether he likes it or not. I wonder if he's lurking out there. Kyle, we can do a pop up hammer party in Kyle's backyard, says Ken. So can we come? Huh? um, and let's see. The only question, Karen, is what hammer I'd bring. Ah. Yeah, how many pounds have you got? Like we'd have to have a full quiver of the different hammers. And so I hope that you guys are up to a bunch of really good fun coming up this weekend. Who's going rock hounding? Who's got a bunch of killer projects on the workbench? Who's got their wheels a spinning and their gems a polishing? I'd love to hear about that. I would love to see the look on his face when he checks his yard cameras and we've got a flash hammer mob in Kyle's backyard. I mean, I don't know. Part of me feels like this should happen. Wondering, you know, how popular that would be with the neighbors as well. Hey. Oh, good. All right, and we're off on tangents already in the best way. Welcome in, Ryan. So good to see you. And we are having MC Hammer provide the music. And oh my gosh, this is extraordinarily elaborate. All of a sudden, we've got everybody dressing up as gnomes. Also, we could all hide in the yard as gnomes. and then come out and do our MC hammer dancing. That would be amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys, for that, we all need to cheers. What's in your moose this evening? Cheers and Skoll and Steinkern and Prost and all the very good things to you and your family. And at this exact moment in time, I would like to take a special moment to offer a salute and toast to our very good friend Chris, Rufochus Rooted Rockhound, and his missus on their nuptials. May you be blessed, and we're all extremely happy for you. And so I think that he's doing the reception right now, and just the warmest of wishes to you and yours and the entire extended family. And thanks for being part of ours. And so you get us all too. His family doesn't know this, but we all come along as part of the dowry package, right? And then also Tomcat Josh and Jeff of J&V Rockhounding are doing a bunch of playing out and about in the world over there in the Montana land. And so cheers to you guys and happy trails. There's some really super fun things going on with those guys. And so I'm really hoping that they have good reception so that we can pick those guys up while they're on the road, not literally. Unless they're hitchhiking. And then you guys, if you see them on the side of the road, then you probably should stop. We've got a bunch of congratulations going on for Chris. And so Randy's saying, let's get hammered, right? Oh my goodness. Lychee drink. Yummy. There was a special stop made this evening. And Lisa, if you don't have a moose, then whatever you get loose with in your cup, moose, goose, um, anything that else that rhymes in that, or just take it from there. And Bob's Rocks is in the house. Good to see you as well. Received an order of velvet obsidian. Oh my goodness. Let's hear about this. So I'm windowing to see how purty they be. Oh my goodness. Is Bob's Rocks going live next? Can that be coerced? We'd love to have a look at that. And absolutely, Tomcat, you guys, we're a bit jealous of the wacky hijinks that you guys are about to embark on. In fact, it seems like right now, because he's saying he's on the Yellowstone right now. Are you splish splashing around? Is it pretty high? You got to tell us. Like we're getting an update in real time. This is so awesome. All right. And Rolling Rocks is also here in the house. Good to see you. And yeah, people are going, that stuff is so sweet and gorgeous. Bob's Rocks. We would all like to be voyeurs in your studio, looking at your gorgeous velvet. Boy, that's exciting. And Lisa would like somebody to pass her the tequila. So if there's any tequila in the house, please pass it Lisa's direction. I'm sure she will pass it right on back when she has some. And so, to tell you all what is going on this evening, we have some beautiful Mojave rocks that Steve and I did collect while we were over there in the BLM that's adjacent, going off into the distance in the Mojave. And so we'll be going through some of that. I did get some cut because I was saying that in the description that there would be a hopefully involved there. And the minutes stretched out today in such a way that I was actually able to play on the saw. And so I don't recommend that for kids. Be careful about playing on your saw. But yeah, I was tap dancing on that thing and it was a good time. So we definitely we'll be looking at some of those. And Kid Curry says Gnomes in Hammer Pants playing next Friday night, $4 cover. Sounds very good. I'd pay that cover twice. And we've got here, we have 2 football fields of gravels at Mystic Park. All right, let it be known. Go get Mystic. And pick up some. I think that Jeff said that he did want one Montana agate, and so let's hope for him that he finds one. And then of course the Jaspers and the Petwoods. And Tomcat, what's your dream rock find on the Montana or the Yellowstone today? So let us know. I'd like to, because it's your birthday, huh? This is your birthday trip. It's your birthday, something like that, I think. uh Let me know if I've got that right. And so Sandmaker says just had half the RV windshield replaced. Oh my gosh. That sounds like a big chore. So I bet you're ready to go mobile. That was probably screening it down a little bit for a while. And Lisa says, no worms. How about if they're fossilized? Then maybe. Um, Allison says, I let kids play with my saw. Some might even consider me adult supervision. Who, who's the adult in here? Oh, is it me? Oh no. Isn't that a scary realization in your life when you all of a sudden realize that you are the adult in the room? That's somewhat of an awakening, I would have to say. Thank you for sharing. And it looks like Tomcat, you guys are going to be up to so much fun. I'm definitely definitely jealous. And Leave the Worm, isn't that the name of an upcoming rock tune? I think John's writing it, or should we be writing it over here? We're doing so much jamming, and I figured out how to put a looper and some tube distortion and some other juicy stuff. Got a little wah wah pedal. All this, the ukulele was going through. Can you only imagine the amazing noises that were coming out of my living room? I did actually hear today from a neighbor that they could hear it. So I guess we were turned up a little on the high side, but it was a good time. And let's see here. Survey says 47th birthday, and I have a nice agate or two so far, but a nice TSA would be nice. All right, everybody, let's wish for nice, triple nice things for Tomcat Josh on his birthday. And birthday cheers to you, sir. May you have a very good 47th trip around the sun. And John, here's this. John, my brother, thought that the uke sounded awesome. He was so surprised because I think he was kind of like one eyebrow on my intense verve to want to try this thing. Let's throw every effect at this, and uh it was so much fun. So thanks again. It was a good time. And so many happy birthdays. I think that with all this energy, all this rock energy, we are going to definitely sway the Yellowstone to give forth a TSA to Tomcat. So his actual is 624.77, and Roger that. Very merry birthday, and I hope that you before that date find your TSA. How cool. And so I have another question for you, and we actually have a guest that's going to help us out with that question. So without further ado, we're going to see if we have volume from our guest. Miss Melissa is in the house. Melissa, are you here?
Yeah, hi.
And the audio is working. Victory is
Yay!
ours. All right. So we're going to splish splash around in the bucket of rocks that is right behind us. And I have a question for everyone and for Melissa. Kid Curry's like, I guess, yay. Well, totally yay. Especially since it's Melissa. Welcome back to this show. And so, what inspired this particular question was Melissa. Everybody, Melissa was planning on going rock hounding today. Tell us a little bit about that.
I was gonna go rock hounding. I spent a lot of time on Google Earth trying to find accessible points to the creek I was going to, but my husband had a little tummy trouble, so we didn't go.
I can't get over Musbin. I love that so much.
I think Ryan made it up. I'm not sure, but it's the best ever.
Meanwhile, hi mom. I'm so glad that you found your way here, and I'm sorry that I didn't give you the hot link. Um, and so I'm so sorry that the husband is not feeling well today. And so there was like a change of plans.
Yeah, it was me sitting on the couch, and then I had to figure out what can I do while sitting on the couch.
Yeah. And you guys, you need to does anybody else feel that pain? Have you ever been all set up, like your boots are on, your bag is packed, and you are sitting at the door ready to go rock hounding, and for some reason the plug gets pulled? What do you do? Melissa, what do you do?
Do you want a joke answer or a serious answer?
I want the joke answers first, and then we'll have the serious answer.
I
We'll
thought
bring
it,
them up, and then we'll plunge them into depression.
oh, yeah, oh shit. Oh yeah, okay. Uh, I thought it would be hilarious if you have your partner take your specimens and hide them around the yard so you could rock hound in your own yard. And then I thought it'd be kind of funny if you have them not make a map to add, a little more excitement and a little bit more pressure to the situation. So you have to find all of them before, it rains or whatnot. I thought that'd be funny.
That is a great idea. And so take notes out there. This is the like um the Rock Hounders guide to a rainy day kind of. And Kid Curry says same answer. Shoot appliances into gravel pits. Like that seems like a good answer for just darn near all the things that we're doing tonight, right? And Jenny Stone says, "Rock hound on you in your couch, 4 lost stones." Okay, couch cushions. There's money and there's rocks. Melissa, do you have rocks in your couch cushions by chance?
Oh yeah. I just found a tourmaline today that I dropped years ago. So I did kind of rock hound
That
for my
does
own.
count. It's got to count, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, Jennifer Ship, good to see you. Hi, she says hi to everybody. And let's see. Ryan is hoping that pranayama feels good, feels better soon for your husband. And
I'm sorry, I'm
thank,
laughing.
yeah,
My
thank
husband,
you. Go ahead. No.
my husband just showed up in the chat. I just saw. I'm laughing. Clark Washington is my husband. He's the husband.
All right. So he's I'm looking for him now. Almost going incognito, but you've been outed, Clark. And welcome into the chat, and so good to see you. And Cheryl, good to see you too. Joke answer. That's why the bushes behind the house is cut down. Yeah, right. It might make some of us do inadvertent yard work to get to the hidden rocks. I guess that's like, bring me my machete. I'm going to go look for rocks. And Manny says, that sounds like my car. And so you could go rock hounding in your car. Does anybody else have a bunch of rocks in either the floorboard or, those little side uh I don't know, shelfy things in your doors, and you're wondering where all the rattles in your car are coming from, but it's all the rocks that you have in those little side pockety things in the doors. And so Mr. Clark says, oh, nope, one more. There we go. Bruh, who is this guest? She sounds so damn cool. I'm kind of in love with her. All right, we have a stalker in the building. Thank you, Clark. That's awesome. Um, and Melissa, you can't help it. You're gonna have some fans when you come on the show.
especially
Um,
my
Go
husband.
ahead. Yeah. That's the best kind. We don't really want any other ones, right?
Uh,
Well, eh, so Allison says money rocks and snacks all in one place. Never thought about that, right? Both the car seats and the couch cushions. All right, and so what do you have some more, Melissa? Like some more options for people?
Test the most hardness of things around you.
I liked your first answer that you texted me or messaged me. From what room in the house?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, test the most hardness of all your kitchen utensils.
Because I like what first came to mind immediately when you suggested that was melting things. like, like, oh yeah, the kitchen. And we could see like I don't know how many of you have melted down your spatulas. Like
Yeah,
the yeah.
yeah, oh yeah.
I have performed those experience or experiments before. And so these are good ideas. So Melissa, what did you actually end up doing?
I took some geodes and ultrasonic cleanered them. Totally technical term. And
Yes.
I drilled some stuff. I made some earrings and whatnot.
Awesome. And so actually, I think if you keep on telling us a story about the earrings, I'm gonna go find them. Because
Oh,
I
okay.
yeah.
I
And so
have
tell us a
I've
story.
I've gotten some beautiful stuff made by Benjamin. And like I don't have a saw or anything, so I gave him specifications and he made me some beautiful pieces and I made earrings from them and I'm, making bracelets and necklaces and everything else with them. I love them. I love the flint. It's so beautiful. I hope you found the picture so you can show people. He
I'm
gets a lot
working on
of
it. I'm trying to
he
find where I put it, actually.
he cut them to my exacting specifications so beautifully and I love them and I sure wish I could do this kind of stuff myself, but you can't. It's nice to have nice friends. You can
Absolutely. Nice friends are awesome. And so, tell us a little bit more about how you were able to acquire them, and is he available for that kind of work for people?
I well, I know him through Discord and of course
Mhm.
through YouTube, around YouTube. And he mines the stuff himself and he also makes beautiful cabs and he sells tumble stuff. He's got an Etsy store. I wish that I had a link I could put up, but and I think actually he's on a little vacation from that right now, but he has been able to make me beautiful things that I've picked out parts of rocks and he's put them in the middle of where I want, he's just great. If somebody that is also on Discord and is a mod wants to maybe put a link to Discord, maybe they can get to him through that, or if somebody can find his Etsy store. I'm very ill prepared. Very sorry.
Oh, no, absolutely not. We're admiring your gorgeous earrings at this moment in time. And if you are over on the Discord, then you can definitely follow the trail of these things to him. What like I absolutely love collaborations, and I love the talent that goes into this here, from the beautiful flint, and that he's done some incredible custom lapidary for you, and then they end up like these absolutely gorgeous dangles. And
Yeah,
so what a
they they lived they lived in my brain, and it was so great to see them come to life. It's beautiful. I take very
so
little credit.
well, you need to take some because,
Oh,
it was a vision that he helped you with the minerals, but it wouldn't have happened at all without the vision, right?
fair. Fair. He just did such a great job. Oh, I love him, and I've got two other pairs and a bunch of beautiful, beautiful cabochons that he's made, and I just love them, and I think that he's the best.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we love also supporting each other. And so the fact that, we've got like a one-stop shop for our lapidary needs. And if you need some jewelry, you know where to go. And so we've got John was very generous enough to get that link for your Etsy up. And also, Chris is saying his tumbles are absolutely gorgeous. I agree. They're just like candy. They literally look like candy that you feel like you would love to eat. And so I really appreciate you, mods. Thank you so much for being quick draw with the links and getting them there. I really appreciate that, guys. And so uh the other earrings that you've got that are going to happen, or rather right now, they are cabochons of like this cool tower. Are they all the same, or do you have different things going on?
Can you please repeat the question?
Absolutely. So we see before us these, and then you said that he had done some other custom pieces for you. And so are they more kind of long spires, or do you have some different shapes that you ordered?
For the earring ones, he sent me, and I just asked him. I gave him kind of like the parameters I was looking for, kind of in between 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and so I've got a few others that are just different. Every single part of the rock is different, so I've got very different looking things, but they're all in this kind of shape.
Uh,
And the
so
cabs I've
cool.
got obviously are different, but they're
And
cabs.
so Um, right, right. I mean, like the nature of the game, but yeah, I'm picturing, oh my gosh, you were just on fire with this, and it's exciting to kind of hear what's going on for the future pieces. And so Sonia was asking, who was it? Because she was busy melting silver. Because I know so many of us work while we watch, and so I do this all the time. Like I'm in the middle of running a tool or something like that, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, I missed something, and I'm really super engaged now, and I need to know what you're talking about. And so that was Benjamin Rapp, and he's over on our Discord, Sonia, and he does amazing stuff. And so thank you. For the answer, Chris, everybody. Oh my gosh, and Bob, thank you so much. Just because, cheers, and so cheers to you, Bob. So appreciate it, and hope that you're having fun with your fantastic velvet. Is going to like be haunting me for the whole evening now. And so those are the fabulous earrings. And do we have any other thoughts about the things that you do when you can't go rock hounding? And while we're thinking about that, thank you so much, Bob, for your donation to the ever-growing get get more rocks and rock tools account, and keep us going live here with all of the fun that we have. Thank you so much again. And so does anybody else do anything else with their sadness when they don't get to go rock hounding? And I'll tell you that after like throwing probably a temper tantrum on the ground, and there will be like sadness, and yeah, there's this cry. you know, um, I think, and Melissa, I think I'd want to come and play at your house with your rocks because of all the little bottles and the way that you have them all presented. But who else like will literally just go rock hound in your collection? I mean, if you're Jones, and why not, right?
I do that daily. I forget what's there. Like there's layers of bottles, so I'm like, what's in the second row? Behind the first row. Oh, you little friends I forgot about. Yeah,
Like the meeps are multiplying, right?
yes,
Like,
yes, they
I
are.
didn't have this bottle before. What's in there? Like different
Exactly.
things. That's awesome. That's what I kind of pictured when the question first came up was like, okay, well, Melissa's got some rocks to play with. And so I imagine that that's a possibility. And Afia Rocka goes to the Gem Club. I think that that's a really good idea. Like if you've got a cool gem museum, you could always go and look at the rock collection at the Gem Museum if there's any threat of you being bored of your own rock collection. And I have a rock garden out front and I will go find new rocks. Okay. It sounds like you have a meep multiplication like I was gonna say problem, but that's actually a
Yeah,
positive
that's
thing,
not
right?
a problem.
Was
That's a
that
blessing. It's not a problem, it's a blessing.
100%? um and actually Chris says she's got 9 singing bowls. I'm trying like, can you play them all at the same time? Like, I wanna be an octopus just so that I can play all 9 of your singing bowls all at once. That would be, like, quite the e enormous audio energy kind of situation. And Soul is probably also on Melissa's page as far as maybe we do something with our rocks. And so making bracelets sounds like a good answer. Is that one of the things that you like to do is mock up your next project, Melissa?
Oh yeah. But I mean, I do that all the time, and it's like recently I had a big order for my space jewelry, which I've been doing for a long time, and it's not super fun, but it's like if someone gets custom things, that's super fun. But I wasn't able to play with my rocks for about 10 days. The order was that big. And so it was really, really nice to get back to playing with the materials that I'm in love with. And the beautiful thing about making jewelry with the rocks you have is you only get to make it once. Anything else is going to be similar, but it's not going to be the same. And with my space stuff, I end up making a lot of things over and over and over again.
That
So,
is a great that's such a good point that,
yeah,
yeah, each rock, even when you're doing a pair of earrings, is the onlyest one.
yeah. It's like I can do some things where, oh, here's a little bottle I fill with fossils, and so you'll get something similar, but it won't ever be exactly the same. So it's just more fun, in my opinion.
Agree, and I totally feel your pain when you've got a commission or
Yeah,
several in a row, and you're, like, y kind of reaching out to the other rocks, like, "One day I will play with you as well, I do miss you."
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's like I love the other stuff, but the rocks are my number one love right now. So you know, it is what it
Awesome.
is.
And a quick question for you also, and then we'll get into the Mojave rocks and some more of these answers, which I'm seeing a bunch of really good answers here. Um, have you been working with the rocks with like the rotary tool and getting? I mean, obviously you had to drill those earrings. Like, what was the status on that kind of playing with rocks?
Oh well, I've got for for a while. Obviously, I was trying to drill with. First, it was my Dremel. Then my Dremel broke. Then Kyle, the wonderful human that he is, did the giveaway for the Fordham, and I cannot believe I won it. I can't believe it. Uh, and my Dremel literally broke like 4 days later, so it was the most perfect timing of anything. But
Wow.
I use them a lot. But when I'm drilling things, I do like to use my drill press
Oh yeah.
because it's just obviously going to always be able to put a little bit more force than my hand, whatever, is going to do with a Fordham. So that's great. But actually, with these last ones, the earrings actually did them by hand. But that was more about there's no air conditioning in my garage and there's air conditioning in my house. So,
Yeah.
so I opted to go that way. It just, and it took so much longer. And I'll just give a little tiny bit of advice to anybody drilling. Get a diamond core bit instead of just a diamond bit. It's a massive difference.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they work really good.
But yeah, even with my space jewelry that I make, there's a cleanup process I have to do at the end of it to get resin off of everything. And I use my Fordham for that as well with a wire brush. It's just, I mean, I use that thing every day. It's it's amazing. Bless you, Kyle.
Right? Thanks,
Yeah,
Kyle, wherever you are. He's probably getting ready for his big live tomorrow. And so,
yeah.
but you know that we all love you. And I would like to thank you so much, Melissa, for hopping in. And you're welcome to stick around. I'm just gonna check out some of these other answers here while we get ready to look at the bucket of rocks. And here's Randy. We design, dream, and make jewelry. And let's see, we've got listen to Coldplay. We have eat chocolate. I think that Melissa would agree, like chocolate or ice cream, right?
Or both.
Okay, chocolate and ice cream, or one and the same. And oh, I've been rearranging my rocks in the house all week. That's a really good one because rocks get dusty, and so you can play with them and sort of rearrange and dust, and it gives them a little bit like new life in so many different ways. And Spot says that there's layers like an archaeological dig, which is so true. Randy likes to, or I guess this is a question: is it okay to lay in bed and rub your polished rocks all over? Hey,
That
man.
does not sound right. I think you might need to go sit on the naughty step.
Yeah. I mean, some of them could be a little painful. Like I have a lot of sharp rocks, and so I don't know about that.
That
But
won't turn out well.
yeah, yeah. Although you Ken says it's okay. I'm just thinking of my small faceted things. I mean, and you've got some small faceted things that you got from Patrick. I just wouldn't want to lose them.
No.
They're not going in bed.
I'll leave that endeavor to others.
Yeah. But I mean, I like the zeal there. That's excellent. And oh, this is one I think we all do. We shop for rocks. I don't even have to read on, but when I can't go rock hounding, it is dangerous. Okay, raise your hand if that's you.
What? You spend money on rocks? What?
I think I saw some lamenting actually from you not too long ago about that. I wasn't gonna buy rocks today or something like
Oh,
that.
look, Kyle had 1 day sale on a Friday, which I'd forgotten about. I spent $11. I was so proud of myself.
That is
But then,
amazing.
oh yeah, oh it's great until Patrick has a live, and then Theo has a live, and then Dave has a live. I had no shot. I
Yeah.
had no shot. I did not come out unscathed.
Yeah, I totally feel you there. It's like you almost have to turn off the devices if you can't afford to show up. But
Yeah,
oh, look at Kyle's ears were in fact burning. Look at that. Welcome, Kyle. Good
It's
to
all
see
your
you.
fault, Kyle. Just kidding.
I like this answer here. I also love to use my magnifying oogly googly goggles and look at my fossils. Boy, am I with you. Like the closer the better. And Kyle is hanging out with the fam family, and I'm just trying to get caught up in the chat. I think I actually just did. And let's see, we have Cheryl. I have seriously spent way too much since not right counting. We need a support group, right? um, yeah, thank you. Okay, and here he's going to go ahead and put the frosting on the cake here. Wait till everyone sees what I've been up to and still not done yet. I guess we're going to see everybody
Oh, no.
here at Kyle's tomorrow. Hey, Kyle, what time are you
No.
starting? See, you can rationalize that it's okay, Melissa, because you didn't get to go rock hounding.
Yeah, tell my bank account that.
Would anybody like to loan Melissa their bank account? Go ahead.
I might not give it back, so be careful.
A surrogate bank
I
account is what is needed. Um,
just can't tell you how many times I'm like, oh, I'll just look. I'll just look. I'm just gonna look. I'm not gonna buy. Famous last words.
yeah,
Yeah, we all know how that goes.
that's every time for me. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's actually your mantra, but it's in my head. I don't need it. I don't need it. And then, oh
Yeah, it's like
no.
the second is, but I want it. But I want it. Oh, I want it.
And so
That's
those
the
of
part
you,
I never type out.
what's that?
I said that's the part I never get to type out,
Yeah, because
the
it's
wanting it
claim.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of that wanting it part, instead of typing that out, you're typing claim, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Oh,
so those
Kyle.
of you guys that need to go rock hounding tomorrow, noonish over at Kyle's is, is the moral of that story. Um, and with that, I should probably get to these Mojaves, or else we're going to be here all night. Thank you so much, Melissa, for hanging out
Of
and being a
course.
guest. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to have you on. Like seriously, what I wanted, my big idea was like she's gonna come back with all the spoils from rock hounding, and we're gonna show those off along with my Mojaves. It's like a California treat, and so we have to
Oh
do
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Oh yeah. I would have loved that, but there's still time.
yeah. We're gonna get a rebate on that, everyone.
Yeah.
There will
I
be
will
more.
definitely come back to that for sure.
Okay, cool, cool. All right. Well, thanks again, Melissa. And you're welcome to, like, if you want to hang out and watch the other stones go by. I don't know what your schedule is for tonight. You don't necessarily have to go. I'm just gonna go ahead and put our faces into a bowl of rocks. You staying or going? What do you think?
I'll just chill in the background, and if I feel like I need to say something, I'll pop back in, but I'll let you do your thing.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna keep you here then. Like we'll just both be like mini ma and mini me.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Um and so let's see, what am I doing then? I'm a switching to, let's see, this guy comes up here and we'll make you the this one. And I'm sorry, I always have to think and feel my way through this part. There we go. And once again, the world of rockhounds, Kyle's place, noonish, Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Um, and so we have actually, let me see if I can, nope, that's not going to work. All right. Um, so we have before us here this beautiful bowl. This is actually the dog's water bowl. And no, I didn't actually steal it from the dogs while we were on our camping trip. Oh, yes, I did. But they did get water. Don't worry. I didn't steal their water from them. I just had to borrow their water bowl. Um, Bob says he needs to win the lottery. Yeah, boy, I hear that. Let's see, where did that go? Win the lottery, but a dollar for a ticket or a dollar for a rock. The rock always wins. Yeah, I totally hear that. And Doug is in the house. And so these are a few of them. And then, like I said, we got to do some cutting. And so we're going to go ahead and look at the cuts too. But I thought I would kind of introduce you. Hello. This is kind of the quintessential root beer agate that we were finding over in the Mojave. And I would be totally interested, by a show of hands once again, if some of y'all in the chat have been to the Mojave before and know about some of that intriguing geologic history. And so I got a giggle from Kyle on the Minima. Um, and so there is plenty of silicates, and it is geologically volcanic, and then there's just a ton of interesting sedimentary stuff going on as well. And so this root beer agate, when you get to certain spots, is everywhere. Like you kind of have to high grade. And so pretty neat locations because you get to you get to find a lot, and that's super fun. And so let's see, I've got a question here. Daniel is asking where about in the Mojave, and I want to say we drove a bit, and so I got a little turned around, but we had gone through the Red Rock Canyons area, and then we drove out what I felt like was probably north and east, and headed out for quite a ways, and even ran into some of the rangers that were popping along, and then we finally got to BLM. And like the best I like the sort of coordinates are the northeast of the Red Rock Canyon area. And so hopefully that kind of is exact enough for you. But like I literally wasn't paying really super close attention, which I'm supposed to, but like I was my face was out the window and my tongue was wagging like the dogs, just being really, really interested in what beautiful uh, surroundings we were in. So I wasn't really paying attention. And so it was like pull off the paved road onto the dirt road and drive for a really long time and get to the BLM. And cut says the sand maker, you know it, and we do. We have cuts tonight. I'm so excited to show you because I was so excited to actually have the time happen. And Kyle says, at least with buying rocks instead of lotto, your chances of winning a treasure is higher. That is so true, especially if you win the claim or the auction. Then you get it. And so I'm trying to see how close I can get. One of the really neat things that also seems to happen where we were was there was like this white dendritic, and there's just something about the white dendrite stuff that really is cool to me. And so this is almost like a bunch of snowflakes that are suspended in agate. And so this one didn't get cut today, but you can see this filigree of these dendrite trees going through it that are just so spectacular. And so this guy, the saw, actually, I did not clean it up yet because I'm probably going to go back in for more when we are done. And the compulsory dog hair there. So I hope everybody feels good about that. We did get the dog hair into the shot. And let's see. I'm gonna I'm gonna catch up here really quick. I'll pick up the next one. You can see there's actually we've been having windy day stuff, and so we have some vegetation that joined what was here. And I'll pull one of these guys up, and then I'm gonna kind of look around the chat and see what we've got here. Actually, this looks like a big old chunk of quartz. So there. And the Mojave has a lot of different a lot of rocks, all different. I would agree with that. Let me put that up really quick. Because when we were driving along what was still apparently in the park, because the Red Rock Canyon has, of course, its boundaries, and that's what we were finding the edge of, and like going beyond and watching our map and all that kind of good stuff. Oh my gosh, we drove past so many neat things. We did get out and look, and yet, of course, I didn't take anything, but I mean, just really, really neat stuff. Um, and that Opal guy says, I don't get attached to rocks. I'm not the sentimental type. Well, and that's actually probably pretty good because there's so many. Um, good rocks to make room for. So if you keep it flowing, then you can have more before you get like into hoarder status, right? And yes, Daniel, I believe so. I think that we were headed towards Death Valley already, although we were with family. And so I'm not sure if we were already on our way, if that was like on our way, or if we were going a different direction with family and then got on our way. I literally wasn't paying attention for that part of our trip because I was way more interested in what was on the ground and what was out my window. What does it look like with a light through it? And so this one's pretty milky, I believe. And these guys that I was just showing you are pretty phenomenal backlit. I know I did prepare tonight, and yet I hope not to blind you with science. Here's this one, but obviously an even better light show if we have the thing sliced. And so I feel bad that I didn't get to this one because it is kind of spectacular. And once again, kind of on the thick side to be able to see how tasty those dendrites are. But I will titillate you with the expectation that I do promise that this will get sliced, and we will either see it in one of the lives, or we will see it in the video, because of course I'm making a video out of this stuff for all of us to enjoy. And so hopefully that answers your question. And yeah, navigating both the chat and being on the show itself is really difficult. Melissa's like playing in both of the worlds, and it is quite exciting to do. And so and John was asking if there was another Etsy store. We'd love to know. And I think that she's getting a link, so perhaps, oh yeah, and farther down it does appear. And always dropping a pin on GPS when you find good stuff is a really good practice, and it's something that I've been trying to think of doing, and I will at some point, but I oftentimes just completely lose my mind. And so I think that I'm going to take video footage, and I think that I'm going to leave a GPS spot. And if I even take the video footage, I'm just pleased. I think that this is another piece like that. Yeah. Although some of them like get married with some really interesting color too. And so you'll have those little snowflake dendrite thingies, and then it'll like roll into some orange agate or some red agate. What I was particularly interested in finding was some pink. And when Steve went before, let me see if I can he found a stone for me that, oh, the color's really washed out here. This is like a ballet pink that actually has some really interesting blue kind of commingling with it. I mean, and they're subtle. Like it's a light, like a baby blue and pink. And I don't know if my camera's really picking up on that with a few different kinds of light kind of convoluting the situation. But it's really neat. And so that's kind of what I was hoping for. And yet I believe that we went to a different location than where he had gone before. And so dog hair agate, yeah. There's always some of that, right, Daniel? And let's see. Red Rock Canyon is cool and eerie, and I took quite a bit of footage there to share with you guys. Like, and that's why my head was out the window. I mean, as long as there were it's filled with these incredible formations that are eroded rock that is striated, like, of course, really cooked sedimentary rock that it looks like somebody melted a candle. You know how people would melt candles on a coo oh, what's the kind of wine I'm thinking of? On those, like, round bottles in the Italian restaurant. I mean, like, all of the cliff sides just looked like that, and so it was so pretty, I wasn't paying attention really to anything else, which is bad, my bad. But that's why he's driving. It works out really good, or else I'd probably crash our car. Down here at the bottom, we've got some, like, some whale bones and some other things because they were in my bag before I dumped it out, but I'll share a couple more of these and then we'll go to the cuts. And so you kind of get the theme as far as like, okay, white snowflakes, super duper cool material. And then see about the colored stuff. And then there's this really rich, like you can see how glassy this is still. And so it's very, very highly silicified, microcrystalline, you almost like it almost verges on feeling like opal. It's just so glassy. And I'm trying to get the light right for that. And you can see it's just kind of either floral or plumy on the inside. And let me hold it still enough for you guys to see that. It's just a real treat. And so that this piece I meant to cut also because you can see the colors going on. There's red and pink and yellow and clear and all sorts of colors going on in these. And so very cool. And I flashed it with a UV. Okay, wondering about the root beer one. I've got some that are cut, Manny, that might be maybe even more exciting than the one like to try to. They have the tendency to be dense, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And so we'll definitely get to that. But yeah, a lot of interesting colors and variations on the theme. Here's another one with like instead of the white dendrites being like snowflakes, this one is more like almost tubey. Like it gets bigger and bigger. You can see some of the dendrites, but then it starts getting into like stick or tube, which is so cool. And I've got some of that to show you that I did cut. And so that kind of gives you an idea of what the raw rocks look like, and you can use your imagination. And there's some leaves, so there's like some nice other stuff. But I think that there is actually, I was gonna start to say about the UV. I shined some UV, and it did seem like there was some possible opal material, some common opal. And Jackie Kaya is in the house. Good to see you. Melty candle rocks for sure. Chianti, thank you so much, Sandmaker. Plucks it from my head. I love Chianti and pizza. And so I was trying to think, but it's like one of those me out the window. I'm like not thinking about the name of the wine. I just want that wine with some nice like a pizza that has some basil on it and, a little bit of fresh tomato. And okay, I'm going to make myself hungry and hopefully not everybody else all at the same time. Standing by to stand by on the cuts. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Manny. And that's an interesting question that the Rocky Mountain Bear does pose here. Are opals considered sedimentary or igneous, or are they considered a mineral, or does it depend on the opal? I never really thought about it. It's a complicated topic, brain hurting. I'm going to give my shot at it really quick, and I'll bet you anything in the comments it's already been taken care of, and I could be wrong, but it's a mineraloid, so not technically a mineral, and I do believe that they're sedimentary. And let's see. Okay, Melissa comes up with mineraloid. She gets the whoops. Okay. Jackie says that she also is a mineraloid. Oh, that's great. And some fava beans. Yes. now we're into the right zone here. The yum zone. Yeah, sorry about that. Making you hungry, Allison. And it looks like Jay Hick is in the house. Very good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. And I did make everybody hungry. Oops, sorry about that. And so and here's the latest. Okay, mineraloid. Who made that up? That wasn't even on the multiple choice, right? Well, we're trying not to make this up as we go along, but it's possible that we are. And yes, Melissa, you get the bell. Absolutely. Okay, and so that's that. Let's bring this guy down. However interesting all that is, I'm going to see if I can lower it without spilling it everywhere. And the bottom of that was quite dirty. Dirty. Down and dirty. The biggest rock that we did find while we were there was this guy here, I believe. And it was in the thumbnail. There's fortifications, although, the camera isn't really picking up on that well, but this is a big honka chonka of kind of the more root beer stuff, but it's weird. It kind of has a bluish tone, and so this actually is going to need the big saw. And so we'll fire up the big saw to get this going, and hopefully I will have this cut for you guys by the time we do the video, because I'm looking forward to seeing that on the inside as well. Who wouldn't? And so I'm actually gonna get this situated a little better. There we go. Okay, we already saw this guy. You can see it's still wet, and then we've got these little nubbins to look at. And let's see, we have catching up on the chat really quick. We've got this answer. Minerals technically need to have a crystal structure, and opal does not have that crystal structure. That is so true. And here's some I prepared before. Like, it does feel like a cooking show, doesn't it? And out of the oven, here's what we already have cooked. And let's see, actual blue or Tyndall? I'm not entirely sure. And is that question for me? Um, and we have, oh, no, more saw envy. I scored a 10-incher. Woohoo! Good for you. You definitely deserve it. And Manny, welcome to the saw club. Excellent. Hong Kong. And Tyndall would be a good name for a blue heeler. Yeah. Do I need another one? Yeah, one saw is good, although like for big material you gotta have more than one. And then you have to have a trim saw if you like to do some of the, the faceting and that sort of thing. So that's how I rationalize it. Isn't that how that's rationalized? Isn't that what we do? All right. So this is what this is the end of this one. And Manny, this kind of looks like what that other guy is like. So I'm cheating. And so if in that was cut, then there's a possibility that it looks like this on the inside. And you can see, like I said, that you get the white dendrites, but then there's this Coke bottle stuff, and you can't tell actually, even like with this one, you can kind of tell that there's Coke bottle in there, but sometimes that's like the juicy center. Like it's got like a chocolate center, and yet it's got like a clear on the outside. And so you don't know what's waiting within. And I am like really thinking that's neat. And so there's this slice, and then there's these guys. And actually, these guys were done from the first trip. And so we're recapping on this material. And so also, as promised, we'll bring the light back and show you what this does look like when it is backlit. And I'm trying to, without the squirt bottle, I have a wet rag here, and I'm just trying to keep it wet so that it looks cool. And so here's, oh, that's burning it out. Let me see if I can't get it far enough away that it makes it cool without burning it out for you guys. There we go. How's that? And so you can see like how actually it looked so simple, but that's pretty ornate. Even the way that that's getting colored is pretty fancy. Hopefully you can see that. Oh, I'm blinding you guys. Little hand drift there, sorry. So the material is neat stuff, and it does like that brown is dense enough for the root beer that it's pretty hard to throw light through the entire thing. Um, and again, don't tell the agate people their blues aren't real. Is the Tyndall effect when it's reflecting the sky? Lord of the Saws, that's hilarious. Um, and a pinking problem, is that with the phone? I'm wondering. You'll have to answer that one for me. Let's see. One saw to see what's inside all the rocks, right? Good one. And what is this? That's great. Give Karen a cookie. I'll take it. Sauron. Yep. All right. So we've got gorgeousness in the stick agate. And so fast forwarding to what we've got for this trip, here's some more that kind of looks like it. And this was a half of a piece. No, this was actually a full one. Yeah, that there's one side. Sorry, I'm moving fast enough that my camera doesn't want to keep track. And then that's the little nub on the other side. And that's how that one looks. And then as we get into it, I was having a bad saw day, actually, you guys. They kept on breaking at the end, and so I have these uneven cuts. I'm not in love with that. Like, look at this craziness here. Do you see how intricate that flow is? I love that. And so, okay, maybe it's not blue. Maybe it's just Tyndall. But you've got, the Coke bottle, and you've got these swirls of the wild white to blue to yellow. and light browns. And so maybe some mushroom colors, I guess. But that was actually a real surprise to me. It was just so intricate. And so we'll go to the next page in the slices. I always love doing that. Get these guys wet. So pretty. I'm pushing too hard. What am I pushing on? There we go. Oh, I'm pushing too hard on the saw. Oh, perhaps that's the case that I need to be a little gentler, not go so fast. You know, it's weird because yeah, I'll pay attention to that, Randy. Thank you. I just kept on like right at the very end, they would just bomb on me. And that was so sad. There we go. I mean, like it's just a neat pattern of what kind of sometimes, you know, with like the concentric rings of a fortification agate, you kind of understand what was going on when the thing was getting born, right? But with these, like you just imagine like seriously, was it silicate stew? Because you know you've got all this swirl and chunk and stuff. I mean, it's really wild. Angel wings, exactly. um and Rockin' Wheelers, Mr. Joseph is here, so good to see you. Thank you for joining us. We're looking at some Mojave agates of all different kinds. um and bald eagle, yeah, yeah. And let's see, it's beautiful. It is so pretty. And Jenny is talking about big cabs. Big cabs is really good. um and let's see, silicate stew is good for you. I would have to agree so much. Also, it looks like Jahik tossed something up in the Discord that would be good to look at, and so y'all definitely go check that out. Um, we have oh, like again for Manny, this is another piece that is definitely root beery, and it's so dense. If I kind of do this, not only does it have like a rind, but it's just really dense. I mean, it just hardly passes light through it, and yet it's still really agate. And so, not to blind you guys, but we do have that. And so you can see it's definitely agate, but it is so dense on the color, you know. So like plenty of iron or whatever did happen to stain that. You can see the particles in there, a bunch of particle play. This stuff is not lacking of that. Plenty of the white dendrites happening. That's might be what the dark things that we're looking at here with the backlighting actually are. Not entirely sure. Very, very cool stuff. Let me get this wet so that you can see what it looks like on the outside. It's just very, very dense and beautiful. It would make some pretty incredible cab material. So you can see the stick kind of thing, kind of like that white agate or the clear agate that had the white sticks through it. This does it too. And it's pretty neat. And so that is the root beer look for it. We've got so many different looks. And then Ranching Rock Wrangler is the other channel for our beloved Bob's Rocks. And so thank you for attending as well. We always love to see you. And I'm curious as to what the other channel does portend. And I'm going to do something here really quick to um, I think this makes this bigger. Nope, that doesn't do it. Oh, I have a way of making this just gigantic. Oh, there we go. And then I think I can bring Melissa back. Yeah, there we go. See, this is much better. It's just gigantic. Um, other Bob's channel. All right. Well, now you have a giant cab of it, Jenny. Nice. I wonder how Karen trapped the eagle in there. What kind of sorcery, right? Oh my goodness, don't ask. Probably has something to do with the Chianti, though, I'm imagining. Um, and cool. I can't wait to go check out what you've got going on over there on the Discord, Jay Hick. Thank you. The lands of the giants. I didn't later you. I just shuffled and now you're back, Melissa. All right. And so what we're traveling into the realm of some of the Jaspers that were there, which were also pretty neat. And so I want to kind of organize this a little bit. This is like what looked to me like this light pink nodule, and you kind of can't see the pink so good with all the sort of yellow tint lighting that I have going on in here. But that, in fact, does have yellow, or rather pink on it. And so I was expecting a light rock with some pink, and that's not what we got. And so I'll just open it to the center here. More me pressing too hard and breaking the end of the rock with the saw. And so I need to take it easy. Let me get these wet for you. And these are another case of, oh my gosh, so interesting as far as it kind of embodying a flow. It feels like, stew chunks that solidified as opposed to all those concentric things that happen. Now with the agate, I have no idea how it happened. This feels like rhyolite to me. And so if this is rhyolite, then it makes a bunch of sense for it to be that way. And again, this is a little bit more pink than what this is showing. So the colors that are a little bit more true in this, I would say they feel like cherry chocolate through wine and then going into pink. If that is a better description, it's just hard, like I said, to get. Let me see if I can change the temperature on my light really quick. And no, that's not helping. That might be a little bit better, like a cooler light, but it still feels in the picture that I'm looking at on the screen, it's not as sweet. Like it really reminds me of cherry chocolate brown, like, and then of course, like I said, the wine, and so like kind of almost a maroon color, and then the pink, and then it's fancy. There's like some interesting swirls and good stuff, like a box of cherry cordials you forgot in the car. Exactly. Totally. Stew chunks, super appetizing. Yeah, I know. Not terribly poetic for that particular descriptor, huh? And so those guys and these guys, and then this one here is pretty darn neat. Some nice brecciated stuff. Let me get that wet for you. This one fell apart pretty readily, but you can see how there's a lot of cracking. And then, of course, we have the cracks that have been replaced with the agate veins as well. But this is super fancy. You can see the face of it there with the light shining on it. So there's a predominant crack through here, but the rest of it is holding together quite nicely. And that's all brecciation. And it just goes down and down. I love it when it's really three-dimensional, that breaking apart, and then having the agate come around and replace it is so three-dimensional. I love it when it's like that. And Jay Hick was saying that last piece definitely looked like rhyolite to them as well. And let's see, a couple cabs for sure. There's bunches of cabs, I think. A bowl of Neapolitan ice cream. Yes, that really sounds good right now, Cheryl. I want that. And Jenny is saying that brecciation is the best. You guys can tell me if the picture quality is really bad, but like it's almost worth trying to get it to here. I think it's just neat how suspended those crackles are. I just love that. And so rocks that are, even with very little depth, so three-dimensional, I really enjoy. And so you can see some of the cuts here held together just fine. And so those would be probably polishable. I think that one would be all right. Looks like there could be a potential for some undercutting on this mineral. I'm not entirely sure what we're working with, but it's very yellow and like an orangey ochre color with this fantastic agate going through it. And you can see even there's like a little agate pocket there that has some druzy. And so that was just really exciting for me to find. I love some good brecciated stuff. There's the through and through for that little agate pocket with the quartz in it. And so pretty, pretty, pretty. All of it will be super fun to play with. And something that kind of made me ooh ah right, Rocky? And Mineral or Mineral is saying, Melissa is saying, I still don't get how brecciated material gets so perfectly suspended. Yeah, if anybody, where's our doctor? If anybody is a specialist in the house that would love to weigh in on that, I would love to hear what you have to say about how that works, because it is it is so cool of a phenomenon, and I would love to know exactly what portends, what plays out while that brecciation has, broken because of an earthquake probably, or some, pretty serious change in the land structure that it is in its host rock. You get that breaking, and then how do the silicates get in there and suspend it so quick? Is that geothermal maybe? Are they visiting the hot spring while that's happening? They are part of the hot spring while that's happening. Definitely weigh in if you know. I'd love to hear it. And all right, Ken is threatening to blow Melissa's mind. Cool. Do you believe in magic? Oh yeah. Um, and those crackles remind me of Jello desserts. Yeah, right. That the women bring to the potlucks for sure. Hey, if it's rock related and I can eat it, I'm probably down with it. It sounds good to me. Um, and here we go. Uh, right. People say it takes millions of years, and that's why my brain is like, huh? Yeah. Like how viscous would the silicate material that's going in there have to be to like just suspend it while it's taking a long time for it to desiccate? I ask you for your knowledge, whoever's out there that might have some for us. And here we have Jenny. I'd want to guess it's like agates, partially where there's inflow, then dries out, then outflow, repeat, or inflow, repeat. Um, yeah, but like those clear ones, you'd expect there to maybe be fort lines then. Um, let's see. Can can chucks get, glued together later? Um, and oh, do you mean, like, from this material, or do you mean, the brecciations that are getting glued together by the agates? Yes, answer. Uniform answer, yes. I'll try. Um, and how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? There used to be an answer. All right. Does anybody know that 3? Right. And then you have to chomp on it. I would have to. I'm with Rocky on that one. Um, and did I miss something from Daniel that was wise? Maybe a specific gravity difference. Whoops, that was the one. There we go. That's a good one. And the fluids can also dissolve it further. Do you mean the Tootsie Roll pop? Um, no, but I'm down with that. Also, Resort Dog. Thank you for that. Uh, Yep, everybody is pretty much, feeling like 3 is the answer. Yep, the owl says too many. So true. All right, and so, the last one that I have on the table actually isn't from the Mojave, and so what kind of happened that was funny was, we went on a rock hounding trip that was several rock hounding trips tied together, and I believe that you probably have all fallen victim to this too, where you try to keep some of your stuff separate and stuff just gets cross mingled. And so this is actually one of the pieces from Gemfield that I cut, and it was supposed to be not one of the pieces from Gemfield. And so here's some outside, but you guys, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at how fancy that is. I mean, it reminded me of somebody's butterfly wings that butterfly is so fancy. And so this one also, the fidelity of color isn't so hot. It's like red and purple and yellow and white and oranges. And let me get it wet again because it's such a treat. This one spazzed out so hard. I like literally did the audible when I cut it open. I was like, no way. Look at those swirls. And I mean, this is very it's just spastic. I mean, this is what happens when you eat some of that potluck jello and, somebody seriously spiked it. Look at that guy. That is so crazy. It almost looks like there's recognizables in there, like, fossil material or something. I mean, like, is not nature so flipping cool to make stuff like that? Oh my gosh, Sonia. Yay, look at this. Wait, wait. For the answer to Melissa's question. Yay. Wait, where did it go? Put it up again. We'll get to that one too, but I have to there. She gets the bell. In fact, we'll try to Oh, I got it on the first try that time. And I wonder what that sounds like on your part. Is that hurting your ears? Had to ring the bell. Thank you so much, Sonia. We have inquiry minds and our answers have a price. Thank you again for that. Okay, where was I? And here we have we thought 42 was the answer to everything. I know, and Rufo would agree with that. And uh, I have some wows for that last bit of slabs. I know that was so crazy when I opened that one. I'm like, you don't belong in this batch, and I'm looking at the outside. I'm like, you don't belong in this batch. But it was just so cool. I had to bring it along, and I cannot wait to make some cabs out of that one. That is going to be insane. And the Ranching Rock Wrangler says would make some awesome cabs, and that's what's going to happen so soon. So one of the things that I think is interesting, and you look at these guys and nope, they're not as exciting when they're all dried up, but believe me, they are exciting. So exciting. They're going to look so good when they're polished. But one of the things that I really like about a detailed stone like this is that when they cab up, you can have a small stone that still is interesting. And I love big cabs and I love like big glowy agates and stuff like that. But, if you're looking, like, I mean, look at, there's number 3 squiggle right there. There's like this crazy plume thing that's happening there. And underneath where my thumb just was like almost dead center, there's like these 3, like, I don't know, sections that look like cells. There's like a lot going on here where if I make small cabs, something's going to be going on in the cab. You're not going to have a bad cab out of that. You know what I mean? And not that like, if there's not a whole lot going on inside a cab, that makes it a bad cab. But I did make this ring in the last couple days. I think I finished it last night. And here's the ring. And this is what I'm talking about. It's not a terribly big cab. And this is one of the pieces from the gem fields. And just the cab is so neat. It's got brecciation there too. Like those dark squiggles are actually deep, deep canyons for the agate to be clear inside. And then it goes into the lavender and then into kind of like a yellowish up towards the top. So it's almost like a sunset. And of course, you got that big piece of like I believe it's common opal. It was very, very easily shined up there at the corner. And so when you have like I said, a zany rock like this, then you're going to end up with cabs that even the closer that you get, you're constantly being rewarded for wanting to get even more intimate with, the cabs, just getting more and more interesting. Like, that's like a little piece of like artwork that somebody painted. I just love that. And then I actually did on the band, I used the hydrangea blossoms, and that actually got the embossing job. And so super, super excited about getting back to work into the studio and making, let's see, how do I go back to here? Whoops, that ain't it. Where did I go? Now they're the star of the show. Oh my gosh, here's this one. Hey, Melissa, are you still there? Are we all still here? Let's see. There's that, and there's this, and I can do this. There we go. At any rate, what I love doing is getting back into the studio, working on these cabs, laying them all out. This is something for my answer on what to do when you don't get to Rockhound and you aren't in the mood to, like, say, do more lapidary or whatever, because I mean that's always happening here too, right? Is lay everything out and see who wants to play with each other. And you've done that with me on some of our past live streams where, I'll open up a few different colored boxes. Like I'll put everybody into like their color coordinations. Or I might keep like, you're all this kind of rock and you're all that kind of rock, but I'll put them all out and see who wants to be mocked up into a design. And a lot of times, like, they go like, oh, I want to play with you. And it it definitely becomes an interesting uh rock party just for playing. Um and so folks hitting the floor again. Melissa said she's dead. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Don't be dead. Yeah, Clark, get Ma, please. And thank you for the kind words on the ring. It's so much fun getting back into the studio and having new things to inspire you. And we'll sing songs in your honor, says Ken. Yeah, right. Uh, and here we go with Jenny's got the idea here. Small caps for rings for sure. I want to be able to see the stone when I'm wearing it. LOL. That's why I like the big cabs for pendants. Yeah, and you wear big cabs and pendants and things like that for other people who are looking at you, but like when you have a ring on, you're the one that you're wearing jewelry for you because you get to admire it. And so I do love, super fancy for the fingers. And Ken murdered me with awesome brecciation. Then Karen finished me off with the ring. Well, I guess that was a 1-2 punch then, like a little tag team action on the WWF, right? Sorry about that. And then, oh dear, I looks like I missed something. Karen, I asked earlier when you were talking about the GPS, does the X Maps program work you and Steve use? Does it have a flagging and checking feature to mark areas where specific rocks are from? And you know what? I'm going to have to ask Steve about that because I haven't been paying attention to it. Again, I'm like I go into rock la la land, and he's kind of more like my concierge or the adult in the room, like a callback to what Allison was saying, like somebody's got to take care of me to make sure that I don't get lost or something. And so I'll ask him, John, and I'll get back to you on that. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, Jenny is suggesting that perhaps Melissa has 9 lives, and so she's got 7 left. Hopefully that is the case. And mom is excited to see that ring. And she will see it in her dreams, other than the fact that she needs to come out and see it, or I need to go and visit for sure. um and Clark, aka Randy, the husband, is watching something on Twitch. LMAO, right? All right. And so Resort Dog is talking about pinning sites on Google Earth, definitely. And that helps a lot. And so found my jelly bean Jasper today, and that alone could occupy me for years. That sounds really exciting. I'm pretty sure you're in our Discord, and so it would be super cool if you wanted to post some of that up, if you feel it, like it. That would be really neat to see. All right. Um, and yeah, Jenny is asking for the jelly bean as well. As far as the emotional roller coaster, did anybody see that Patrick's been working on some beautiful sunstones, on some beautiful other stones, and he had written something about tourmaline, and like I probably have now lost it, and that might actually take me out of my misery. Okay, you guys have to see this little thing. And so this is how little I can bring it back up here, and we'll do that. Here's this little tourmaline. Look at how small it is. This is a 2 millimeter dot. And I mean, it's one of the ones that Lisa hooked me up with. You can see that this color is absolutely gorgeous. It's like this watercolor green that reminds me of like a reflecting pool green or something. I mean, it is just really elegant with, like a touch of blue in it. So it's kind of like that. It's just really, really, really pretty, like a teal green. And so Patrick said something about the tourmalines falling off of his dops. I don't know if you guys saw that, or maybe that might have been in PMs, but I'm not entirely sure. And I didn't have that in my head, so it wasn't a self-fulfilling prophecy or anything. But this bad boy fell off the dop 2 times while I was trying to do transfer dopping. It just would not stick. And so I had to manually transfer this, and we're going to see if I finish it. And if I finish it, it's going to be one of the most stubborn little guys I have ever done. And so this is like the emotional roller coaster. I just wanted to share that with you, not so that you guys feel bad for me, but you remember how Theo talks about failing forward. I'm going to learn how to adopt these tourmalines so that they don't decide to self-liberate in the middle of the project, because I wanted to, like, I actually also had a chance to polish some of the Ethiopian opals that Lisa did send me. So that's a Lisa tourmaline, and I have some Lisa uh, Ethiopian opals that I had never worked on. Never had the pleasure to work on them before. I've now cut 2.5. I'm in the middle of the third one. Love them. Have had no crazing, none of like awful stories that people told me, like, stay away from them. They're terrifying. You'll hate it. Like, none of the bad stuff, all the good stuff. They're beautiful. And there's a green in one of them that just matches that perfectly. I wanted to make that was the ring I really wanted to make. And I'm glad that I made this other ring to make me feel good out of that Gemfield Chalcedony, because it's just gorgeous. But there's an upcoming tourmaline that is coming up that hopefully will transpire there. That'll go with an Ethiopian opal that is like a free form, and it's got a ton of that exact color green flash, and then some red too. And I really wanted to show you guys this. I wanted to show you that project tonight. That should have been done. But that stone kept on falling off of the dop, and I'm surprised I have hair left that I wasn't just pulling it out. And so let's see. I'm missing stuff in the chat. Oh yeah. Daniel, congratulations to your grandson who found an awesome piece of pink tourmaline. And like, before I even start playing with the pinks, I want to make sure that they stay on dops so that I don't ruin any, because those are so great. And then I had another tourmaline that I was like working on as a backup, and a little chip came out of it, and I was like, apparently I don't have good tourmaline chi right now. And so taking a little break is a good thing. Could you use a steel or copper straw to help transfer those dops? And so I'm not entirely sure what you're thinking, as far as how helpful that would be, because I bet you have a great idea there, and I need help envisioning that. And Jenny, yes, falling forward is very good. So, like, I'll think about that and get back to you on that, Rocky. And wax dopping for faceting, says Manny, and that is one of the things that you can do, is you try different adhesives with different rocks, because apparently what I'm using is not working very well with the tourmaline. And so I did change it up, and we're going to see if that holds on. Everybody, if you hear weird noises tonight, that's me. If my tourmaline comes back off of this dot, because at least one side got done, and so now we're on this transfer, and we'll see if the transfer holds. A little stinker of a tourmaline, right, Melissa? And let's see. Have I tried Starbond? I have some CA, and I think I have some Starbond in here somewhere. Um, but yeah, I mean, Joseph, that's a good idea. And I used some CA and epoxy on this last one, so we're gonna see. Oh my gosh, and thank you so much, John. I really appreciate that. I always forget. And so John always keeps me honest about, thank you for all of those of you who have smashed that like button, and you can leave comments and make sure to subscribe and all that kind of stuff. That just helps the channel, and it's for free. And so, like, why not? If you have a moment to take time to do any of those things, then, and only do it if you like the content and all that kind of good stuff. But I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate you, John, for pointing that out. And Jennifer, thank you so much for coming by. We really appreciate you hanging out with us this evening. And more to come. Oh, right, Lisa. Oh my gosh, Lisa is like, if somebody could roll around on a bed on like rough for faceting, Lisa's trying to make this happen for me. Thank you so much, Lisa. She's talking about some bigger ones and some aquamarine. And Lisa did say specifically like that some of this material was for practicing, and you were right. Like one of the pink ones that did decide to have a little hissy fit on me was from this wonderful Melissa. Like I can't look at this jar and not think of Melissa. Um, it was one of those creme ones, and it just didn't decide that it really wanted to do what I wanted it to. And I'll work on it some more. And Frank Mustein, that's funny. Um, And so back to what Joseph said really quick, changing up the adhesives, and Manny too, and trying different things is pretty much what you got to do. And if you see somebody out there that's having your problem and you fixed it, like help them not reinvent the wheel. So I appreciate all y'all and the wise that you toss at me, because boy, there's nothing like it when something comes apart and you're like, "Ugh, that works so good for sunstones." And it works for garnets, and it works for fire opal. And so we learn, we have experiences. It's also part of the fun, right? um and let's see. uh you'll be brecciated in our minds. That's just a nice thing to say. We need a Hallmark card for rockhounds, like a whole line of rockhound cards that we would understand. Only us. Hey Kirk, it's so good to see you. I'm sorry that we just keep on missing each other, but it's good to be back on the air and hanging out with everybody. And one of these days I'm going to have the coolest mug ever from Kirk to do Steinkerns and Cheers with you all. I hope that you are doing well as well, and it's not raining too hard where you're at. And let's see, if you do another Mojave trip, do the caddies. I've heard of that, I think, and that might have been on the list that somebody gave me also. Thank you, Daniel. I know we're coming back, and I would love to do that. And I think that the next time that we come back, we'll have a little bit more time. This was a whirlwind tour, and we were on a mission. So I'm super happy that I even got to do some rock hounding, because we were on a mission. But the next time we're going to afford more time, and in that regard, I'm going to be able to do some meetups with people. And so I look forward to meeting you all, and doing some California rock hounding with those of you that are out in that direction. Um, that is funny. You are abbreviated. I like that. I might be using that as well. And I can't look at it without thinking of me either, Karen. Claim. Claim the creme tourmalines in the tiny bottle. I'll have to send you a tiny bottle of something. Boy, if they get fractured enough, you get them in the tiny bottle. And I might be able to hurl them all the way. We won't have to worry about USPS. By the way, sorry about your misery, Ken. I hope that your package someday does get to you. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that amazing journey that your stuff was going on the Discord. And if you are not part of the Discord and you are listening out there in the lovely working and lurking world, watching but not in the chat, or even if you are in the chat but you're not in the Discord yet, then maybe one of y'all with a wrench could pop up the Discord invite. It's good for 48 hours. It's an invite only Discord, but once you're in, and I mean, it's not exclusive, we just like to know who's coming in, just so that we don't get totally random people that aren't associated with rock hounding and the good fun. So we kind of, it's our sandbox, but we have like the shows and tells and the ask questions and faceting and silversmithing and the rock events and all this stuff has its own little place, and random stuff, our pets. So if you're not in there already, then you're invited. If you're watching this, you are part of our family, I would imagine. And so yeah, there's the Discord. Ken popped it up there. And come and hang out with us all week. And I want one of those 90s troll t-shirt, but for buck naked rock hounding. I think that needs to happen. Care to do some graphic design there, Rocky? That would be awesome. I'm guessing there would be trademark issues. Yeah. We could change it to a gnome. Yeah, I like that. Somebody do it, please. All right. And so, yes, OPE Rocks did join the Discord, Cheryl. And whoops, there we go. And that was a great suggestion. So that we can go and check out OPE more, and wow, like good content. And so thank you so much for sharing the Discord with them. And this is actually a good idea. Not that it wouldn't be, but Rocky, try that on AI art creator. I like it. Very cool. All right. And so, you know what, guys? Hey, Melissa, are you still there? Can you say anything? Is there still a long pause? Because I think I saw something go by about that. And if
Hi.
not, oh,
Hi.
there she is.
I, I'm, I'm still on your stream, so I'm hearing everything you're saying as you're saying it, I think, or as close as you possibly can to the time. I've been trying to time my comments so they're not 15 seconds before they see things.
Got it. Actually, if it because the lag, we'd both be talking about the same stuff at the same time. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Any way that you want to integrate, but actually, I just wanted to give you a chance to say the good to knock us and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna wrap it up, and I just wanted to thank you again for coming on tonight.
Oh, it was super fun. Thank you for having me, and I've had a blast. I hope everybody else has.
I'm sure. It seems as though the party definitely has been going down, and will probably commence as everybody goes over to the Discord and checks out what Jay Hick and everybody else is posting up over there. I love hearing like the little thing go off while I'm on the live. I'm like, oh, there's,
There's
there's
some,
gonna be a bunch of
there's
good
some
stuff.
really pretty stuff. There's some really pretty stuff up right now.
Yay! And
Yay.
and you know that you're gonna see Melissa and I, unless Melissa gets to go rock hounding, we'll be over at Kyle's tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be torturing myself.
Is there any chance that you're gonna be able to go out?
I I don't know. I mean, I want to, and I think it would help me not spend money, so that's always a plus.
Get you out of the house.
It,
I
it,
could.
it might be just what I need to tell Randy to like make him take me. Like, I won't spend any money.
Ah, I might use that angle actually.
Hey,
Um,
it's cool.
well, it might only work with the husband, but I might try it with the Steve. But uh, what was I thinking? In that case, either we'll see Melissa there at the live stream, or over. Oh, I was thinking that you were probably going to be walking along at Lake Lahontan, looking for service so that you could just check on it. Then you could do both, right?
Are you talking about like Berryessa?
Oh, Berryessa, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong wrong area, but it's a lake.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'll definitely take video, even if I can't,
Right on.
it, can't do anything at the time. I'll at least take some quick video if I get to go. We'll see.
I see that Clark is interjecting that we've got maybe a good Sunday happening, and so
Oh,
looks like we're gonna see you tomorrow.
oh,
That's awesome.
that's dangerous. That's very dangerous of the husband to leave me around for a Saturday with Kyle, but sure,
Uh-huh. Looks
sure.
like looks like a good all right. And so again, John has placed Melissa's store, the Etsy store over there on the chat. And so definitely
Oh,
go check that out. Thank you so much, Melissa, for coming on.
John is such a sweetie. John is a
Yeah,
sweetie. You all are,
it's
but
awesome.
he's just, he's such a good guy.
Yeah.
And thanks, Kate.
Everybody,
I had a blast with you.
cheers. And thanks again for coming on, and we will see you mañana.
Yeah, apparently.
Right. Cheers. And oh my gosh, Daniel, let me pop this up here really quick. Thank you so much. There, it's always free, but of course we always totally appreciate the support. And let's see if we can't get this going. Wait. It's funny because you get to watch my arm. See if we like hit the wrong frequency for the mic and like blow it up or something like that. And so over the weekend we've got Kyle's to go hang out at, and we have I think that there's some other videos that are supposed to drop like usually, of course, Theo has one on Saturday, and Kate usually has one. Katie did rocks on Sunday, and then I do believe that we're supposed to be keeping an eye open for Jeff and Tomcat Josh. So J and V Rockhounding and Tomcat Josh's channel. Their live streams in Montana. How exciting is that going to be? And I'm going to try to get this video about the Mojave rocks all cooked up for you guys, and I will try to release it either sometime this weekend or early sometime next week. And then we're either going to have a Friday Night Live next Friday or the Rockhound podcast. So we'll have something going on because we don't want to leave you guys hanging. And I want to take this moment, this opportunity to thank you all for being super patient when we have to kind of slide out and, we leave a blank spot on Fridays. We don't want to do that. But there's plenty of beautiful new videos that have dropped most recently that you can go watch. Of course, all the other great live streams that are going on. And so go check that out. And I really appreciate that you choose to spend your time over here with all of us. And so for that, cheers and Steinkern for you. I was saying, Steve got lychee juice for me for tonight. I don't know if y'all like have a favorite fruit juice, but I love, some people say lychees, some people say lychees, and it's like tropical fruit deliciousness. And Jeff did make it out of there. He checked in. He was here a little bit earlier tonight, and Jeff and him were at the Yellowstone. And so I think that it's just going to be dependent on what kind of cell service they have. And so we've got lots of fun stuff to look forward to. Thank you, Randy and Allison and Clark, which is the other Randy. So I should say Sandmaker, Chris and Cheryl and Lisa and Ken and Manny. And I said, Chris, I think good. Steinkerns to you all. I hope I said Alice. And Melissa, thank you so much for being on the show. It's always such a blast to hang out, and we'll figure out the lag time so that it feels comfortable to just shatter and carry on. And lychees are yum, Manny. I think that they're like my number one favorite. It used to be mango, and now they'd send me to the emergency room. So on to the next exotic fruit. Lychees will do. And let's see, Cindy, thank you for coming. I'm sorry we're like on the wrap up, but it's so great that you were able to hello at the very last minute. I do appreciate you as well. And Ryan also here. I'm so happy that, Ryan, we can, tuck you into bed. Hopefully there's not too many rocks in there, unless that's how you like it. And then go ahead and roll around. Really appreciate that. We'll indulge in some of these rocks very, very soon. And until then, you guys know what to do. Get out there, do a bunch of rock hounding, rock on. Find your rocks and your sofa cushions. Make some cool stuff if you can't go out. All the good stuff. Steinkerns, and we'll leave you with this. Go over to the Discord. I just heard it pop off again, and so I'm gonna go over there and check out the good stuff. So here's this again. Thanks again for coming. Yeah.